Hey, welcome back to my channel. Here to do a review on Queens of Christmas, another BET Plus original starring Essence Atkins, Vanessa Bell Calloway, and Miss Tara J. Vaughn, who I will always remember as Lavita Alizé Jenkins. Not to put her in a box, but she will always be that to me. So, this one is I'm gonna start off by saying this after watching the whole movie, even like I would say maybe 80% of it in. I feel like if this was a book, a novel, I think I would have enjoyed it more. Um, I feel like even though these three actresses have a hell of a resume, I feel like the movie was too small for them. If I can explain it that way, that's the best I can think of. Not that it was a bad movie, but it just I feel like there could have been something more. So basically, they've always been in competition with Christmas decorations, and Nancy, who is played by Essence Atkins, always wins. And so they find out that there's going to be this Christmas movie being made by this St. Thomas guy, and he's looking for the lead for his movie. And so he sends these random tickets out, which they, of course, come to these three ladies. And so for the majority of the movie, they're competing against each other of who can get this lead, right? Now, just a few things that I noticed that I'm sorry. But now, Tara J. Vaughn, she's like maybe, I don't know, maybe my color. And you see how Vanessa Calloway looks. Now, both their husbands are chocolate. Unless I missed something and blinked and somebody got adopted or something, how did they get these two couples and both their daughters look biracial? Especially the Vanessa, her character is Julia. Julia's daughter looks straight up biracial. So I'm like, was her husband white? Was she adopted? I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed that. They tend to do that sometimes. I know back in the day they used to do it a lot. Like they would have a biracial child with a black couple on a sitcom or something. My wife and kids. But that was just something I didn't notice. But I did like the daughters. I think they did a good job with the acting. It was funny because after a while, even though Julia and Doris is Terry J. Vaughn, even though Julia and Doris were teamed up against Nancy because they got tired of her being... Nancy was nice nasty, if you know what that is. She was just throwing shade left and right. But they started competing against each other, and then the daughters started competing against each other, so it became this big whole thing. And so the conflict in this movie was pretty much they are consumed with this competition, right? And Doris is, I'm about to say father. He do look kind of older than her. He looked like he got a good 15 years on her, but he was just, expressing his concern and I need love, and which is understandable, right? So while they are competing for this competition about the lead for this movie, there's this woman, I call her China Bang because, you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. She's supposed to be like the one spying on them, helping them get together. So I'm going to fast forward because I want to get to the reviewing, right? And I'm going to tell you why, this is why I feel like it fell flat. So they find out this St. Thomas guy, the one who was supposed to be having this movie, he's this white man. They didn't know it. But he was just racist as all get out, just saying all kind of crazy stuff. And he was like, yeah, everybody loves to see black women acting up and cussing each other out, and that'd be great for the movie. And of course, Doris, Julia, Nancy were like, well, we're not doing that, Basically, in a nutshell, the message they were trying to get through was that seeing black women fight and all of that shouldn't be entertaining, and this, what's the word? Showing stereotypes, blah, blah, blah. For some reason, I get the message they were trying to do in this movie, but the way it was presented, You see why I feel like if this was a book, it probably would have been better, but it just didn't come out well in the movie. That message they were trying to, you know, throw out there. Now, there were some funny parts. I do notice that a lot of these Christmas movies that I've been watching are have a lot of comedy in it, which is cool, right? It kind of cuts down on the Christmas cheesiness because, you know, Christmas movies are just naturally cheesy. I think it just goes with the genre, right? So, the Bishop Tony is a narcoleptic, falling asleep, standing up. That was hilarious to me. Doris's husband bringing home the Santa with the chains and gold looking like a pimp. That was hilarious because it's like, dude, what are you doing? At this point, they were still trying to compete for the outdoor decorations. This was before the whole movie thing. And another little subplot is Julia was the baker. Her and her husband baked. And they had been losing business, which I thought was kind of odd because usually bakeries, and I understand it's the movie, but usually bakery stuff like that, people will always patronize because people are always going to want something to eat, something sweet on top of it, right? So their business got back and going because her daughter, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting them confused. Somebody's daughter was like, well, we should bring in vegan cupcakes or whatever. And so they got their business. You know, I just feel like this movie, it to me, it felt like it was rushed. It felt like, and this is just my opinion, don't beat me up if you're the filmmaker of this movie and you run across this, right? But it felt like someone was given a certain time to write a script. That's what it felt like to me. It just, I don't know. And I keep repeating myself, but if this was a book, as far as a movie, it was just okay to me. Probably my least favorite Christmas movie that I've seen this season. Because I've been watching, you know, doing reviews on ones that are new to me, right? That are new, just coming out. And just checking my... Yeah, and then, you know, China Bangs was supposed to be this, like, super authoritative figure behind St. Thomas. And then when he was going on his little racist spill, she was like, no, I won't allow that. And no, and it... Yeah, it just didn't flow right. If you watch this movie and you run across this video, talk to me in the comments. Like, do you understand what I'm saying about, I just feel like it was like rushed or something, or something was off to me, just my opinion. Let me know if you've seen this. All right, again, it's on BT Plus. Shout out to my 95 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you know you can by hitting that button for me, please. Peace and blessings to you all. Until next time.